Ethics is very fundamental in terms of achieving what I would call sustainable, equitable growth in any economy. And for that matter, we are looking at growth that is good growth, growth that takes up everybody, and growth that takes all spheres of development in a country. For a country to develop, you need ethical leadership, because then that is when you'll have development that is founded on the natural good values that people espouse as the values that make us human beings, and human beings that treat each other equally and fairly. Transformation is only possible if you have got the right leaders, doing the right things, using the right resources, and that is what you get when you have got societal transformation. And that is what ELNET is helping us to achieve by identifying that crop of leaders.
The environment we work in, which is Kenya, we face many ethical issues.
If you are running a business, and this is what I have found, and I believe that running business ethically is very important. So we started a business where we had zero tolerance to corruption, zero tolerance to nepotism and the things of favoritism, tribalism, and others.
If you want to become unethical, the first thing you do is that you must find somebody to blame.
If you are able to show that you're ethical in practice, then your career grows with you and you get promoted.
If you want someone to trust you, you need to tell them the truth all the time, even when it's to your detriment.
In part of the ethical, be sure you stand by your word, and your word is the truth.
Trust built over the long term is actually better than making a lot of money in the short term and you destroy the entire trust.
So one of the things is to set a foundation, and one thing I found from experience, creating policies that drive high integrity.
When the people you employ becomes extremely very, very important.
If a majority of your people are good people, your problems are fewer.
And so the question about ethics, about integrity, about leadership comes to the fore in our time today, because that's where we lose or we gain it.
I know this is the moment we've been waiting for, so we will try to move quickly now to the actual awards for 2017, and we are looking forward to celebrating with those who have made it through this process. The total average for all the 15 categories was 87% as a perception index, so the assessors team was very happy to give the mark of ethics to this award. Mr. Justin Kimani, he's been a public service. He's the Public Service Board Chairman for Kiambu County. So in a public service, you know, many of us, the only thing we talk about counties is corruption. Thank you.
Dad is one of those, I think you in ELNET who have been working with him, you know that, you know, integrity is something that he has really, really lived by all his life.
If we can grow leaders who are ethical, we will be rid of small little problems that sometimes bedevil and hold back countries from developing.
So let's go on to the next one. These are the strengths of this particular business. That everybody agreed in the various sectors that this business refuses to elicit, to accept, or pay bribes. And this business also has a strong commitment to obeying government, negotiating contracts with integrity, and providing quality goods and services in an impartial manner. This afternoon, we want to celebrate a new ethical business, mHealth Kenya. Why don't you appreciate them?
We are very much humbled and very honored to get this kind of recognition and the award. And I want to say that this is going to give us a lot of encouragement and to appreciate what we do to the community, both in the private and the public sector. Thank you very much.
I see the award belongs to us, all of us, with the family, because whenever she has a problem, let us say there is a problem in her work, we are always taught to ask for prayers,
Thank you very much, we may say. So we had a second business that presented itself this year for assessment. This is the area of strength for this business. The areas that came out on top at a very high percentage. Again, you can see 97.3% agreement across the board that they are honest and ethical in dealings. That's overall. Obeying government again, and then refusing to elicit, accept, or pay bribes. So wouldn't you join me in celebrating the unethical business for 2017, Aries Communications? Thank you.
Basically, when you get to start working at ELRIS, it's more of, there are no divisions between, in terms of hierarchy, in terms of what you need to know, and in terms of where you come from or what you're going to learn. It's a company that gives, when you start working there, it gives you everything as a whole. Family, professionality, integrity, and it's basically, I would just say it's just one big package that anybody who even gets a glimpse of it would be happy to be associated with it.
Yeah. Thank you for appreciating us. We do really appreciate. And I'll say the policy God has given us is it's a very great virtue that we need to carry along.
Today we had an awards ceremony, and this is a ceremony that has been organized by ELNET, and it is to recognize leaders and also organizations that have excelled in ethical practices.
Be encouraged in what you do. Make a stand for what is ethical if you're running a business in your also personal life, because eventually whatever it is you're aspiring for, we're able to achieve without having to cut corners.
I'll read you 7 blunders of the world that Mahatma Gandhi talked about. Wealth without work. Number 2, pleasure without conscience. That if it feels nice, it's all right. Feels good, it's okay. Number 3, knowledge without character. Number 4, science without humanity. Religion without sacrifice. And politics without principle.
Growing ethical leadership in all spheres of society. It could be political, it could be in business, it could be in academia, it could be even in religion, is the way to go for Kenya. And I recommend all of us to come and support ELNET in what they are doing, because that is the way to grow the right leadership for this country.